All right, it's go time here in this 149-pound semifinal. The number 2 seed, Boise State's Jason Chamberlain. They're in the blue and orange singlets. And Drake Houdashelt in Missouri comes in at 31-9. Chamberlain 29-1. Chamberlain in the quarterfinals defeating Scott Sakaguchi of Oregon State 2-1. In the tiebreaker, Houdashelt in the tiebreaker beating Kevin Tao of American. Great quarterfinal this morning with Tao and Houdashelt, two really good stories of unseeded wrestlers that found themselves in the quarterfinals this morning. But if you're Houdashelt, it's time to get greedy. It's time to get greedy. You didn't come here to compete. Chamberlain's only defeat was to the aforementioned Sakaguchi. That was back on November 24th. Lost that one 3-2. Chamberlain, part of the 2012 World University team, competed in Finland. A 3-time Pac-12 champion. As I mentioned, third 2 years ago at 149. Olympic red shirt last season. Chamberlain picked up his 100th victory on February 13th in his final home duel at Boise State. A 10-4 decision over Josh Wilson of Utah Valley. Went off the mat to a standing ovation. Chamberlain, good with the underhooks. Coach Randall at Boise State, head coach, another guy that's done a great job. Look at that Northwest with Jim Zaleski at Oregon State. Coach Randall at Boise State. Again, it's just great to see different programs establishing some notoriety and stability. Houdashelt began his tournament with an 4-1 decision over the 11 seed Andrew Alton. And there's a takedown for Chamberlain, 35 seconds first period. He first beat Alton, then he beat Dylan Ness of Minnesota, 149-pound finalist from a year ago. Beat him 5-2, and then as I mentioned, that win over Tao. So what a run for Houdashelt to these semifinals. And he's able to kick away and get an escape. Big difference between 2-1 and 2-0. And we'll take that 2-1 score to the second period. Give you a quick update on the team race coming into this session. It's Penn State up by 12 over Okie State, Minnesota in third, Iowa in fourth, Missouri in fifth. Barring anything really crazy, Penn State's going to take home their third straight team national title under head coach Cale Sanderson in his fourth year with the Nittany Lions. First year there, they were ninth, following his 3 years at Iowa State. Jordan Oliver in command, 8-2 over on mat number 3. Still in the first period. Chamberlain this season defeated Cole Von Olin of Air Force to win the Cliff Keen Invitational. Also a Reno Tournament of Champions. Champ was Chamberlain. Undefeated for the Broncos at the Virginia Duels. And captured his third Pac-12 championship. Nearing the 1 minute mark in the second period. By the way, forgot to mention it before. With Mark Cody, his only national champion was Josh Glenn. Josh Glenn, 197-pounder. You know, Houdashelt's hanging around. I'm sure building a little bit of confidence as this match progresses. I thought Chamberlain would come out a little, maybe with a little more urgency. Anything can happen when it's 1 point match. Trip over your own feet. I mean, anything. Too close. Brian Smith, head coach at Missouri. Sammy the Bull Henson to his right, national champ. About 20 years ago, Henson was a bad man. He still looks like he could throw it down. Riding time at 23 seconds. Houdashelt, let's see what he's able to do right off the whistle. Jumping to the other side, Chamberlain. Houdashelt to his feet, trying to hand fight. Chamberlain lets him go. And we're tied up at 2. Oh, slick takedown from Chamberlain. Now leads at 4-2. I looked down for a half a second, and when I looked up, he had that ankle. Just a quick little ankle pick. Now, if you're Chamberlain, you're looking to get that riding time over a minute. Good return there from Chamberlain. Houdashelt back up, and Houdashelt escapes. Gives himself a chance. Just give himself a chance. Wrestled one tough tournament. In that quarterfinal this morning, textbook by Chamberlain. No points yet. There's the 2. And that could be the nail in the coffin. But in that match this morning against Sakaguchi had a single on him, had a treetop tie, and Chamberlain was able to avoid giving up the score. I'm sure Sakaguchi's going to think about that one for a long, long time, but again, it's being good in all facets. On bottom, on top, neutral. Defense. Jason Chamberlain from Springville, Utah. Springville High School. Most likely going to have a date with Jordan Oliver of Oklahoma State. Chamberlain drops to the ankles, now works up. Has riding time locked up. Boise State will have a finalist tomorrow night at 149. Caution on Missouri. In picking up his 30th win of the season, Jason Chamberlain with a 7-3 decision over Missouri's Drake Houdashelt. Boise State